Namaskar. Now we are going to study about the social facilities and amenities. Settlement geography is the study of human land, water and resources use, population density patterns and settlement growth. It is essential to urban planning and urban redesign. Urban planning helps ensure that growth occurs only in the sustainable fashion. Urban redesign is the science of reshaping a fading urban area to restore its usefulness to the local population, sustain growth and ensure health and safety in order to return an area to economic viability. Social amenities are essential to the establishment and smooth functioning of settlement as a social entity. These amenities, primarily in the form of educational, health and community facilities, are essential services that a city is obligated to extend to its population for the facilitation of a basic standard of living within the city. The success of amenities depends on the factor of serviceability. In proportion to the population of the city, that is the proportion of population of the city that is served adequately by these amenities. It is also essential that there be a hierarchical structure of the facilities, which would be provided as per the scale of the settlement, starting from neighborhood facilities to city level amenities. For instance, in the case of education facilities, the provision of nurseries at each urban village level, junior high schools at a higher level, followed by high schools and colleges at the levels of the city or the country. Hence, in this episode, the following aspects are going to be seen: the hierarchy of urban settlements, the hierarchy of rural settlements, road development planning efforts in India, role of the Indian state in primary education, and healthcare in India. The first aspect is the hierarchy of the urban settlements. According to the United Nations study in 1995, by the year 2015, 10 of the world's 15 largest cities will be in Asia, excluding Japan. 3 of these will be in India. In 1950, the same region claimed only 3 of the world's 15 largest cities, whilst India claimed only 1. These projections suggested that the demographic growth in India's large cities will be high, partly due to national population growth and partly due to immigration. The logistic model used by the United Nations, the World Bank and the other international agencies for the projection of urban population worldwide suggested that India is poised for rapid urbanization, along with several other countries in South and East Asia. The proponents of the strategy believe that linked India with the global economy will increase the inflow of foreign capital and facilitate indigenous investments, resulting in rapid development of infrastructure and industries. This is likely to give impetus to the process of urbanization, since much of the industrial growth and consequent increase in employment will be within or around the existing urban centers. Even when industrial units are located in rural settlements in a few years' time, the latter acquire urban status. Reduction of public sector intervention, ensuring appropriate prices for infrastructure and urban amenities through elimination or reduction of subsidies. Development of capital market for research, mobilization, facilitating private and joint sector projects, simplification of legislative system to bring about appropriate land use changes and location of economic activities, etc., are being advocated as a remedial package with World Bank in 1995, Expert Group on Commercialization of Infrastructure in 1996, World Bank in 1998. The parastatal agencies like housing boards, water supply and sewage boards, development authorities, etc., that were created in the post-independence period and had taken over many of the functions of local bodies, have come in for sharp criticism on the grounds of inefficiency, lack of cost effectiveness and continued dependence on grants for sustenance. The vacuum created by the limited withdrawal of the state in the provision of urban infrastructure is sought to be filled up also through non-governmental organizations and community-based organizations besides the local authorities. The enthusiasm for the above package of solutions among both international and national organizations is the reason why issues concerning hierarchy of social settlements have not received adequate attention from researchers. The urban hierarchy becoming top heavy is that the larger urban centers have experienced faster demographic growth as compared to smaller settlements. The class 1 cities, for example, registered an average annual growth rate of 3% during 1981 to 91, which is higher than that of lower order towns. More important, the class 1 cities exhibit a lower disparity in their growth rates measured through coefficient of variation compared to those in order size classes. Scholars have argued that the former experience relatively high and stable demographic growth because they are linked to the national and sometimes international market. In the smaller towns that are mostly rooted in their regional economy, however, population growth tends to be low and fluctuating over time and space. This provides a basis for the proposition that is India. There exists a dual urban structure wherein the larger cities are integrated with the higher order system and are part of the growth dynamics which by and large is absent in the smaller towns. Next is special scheme for urban areas. Municipal hospitals exist in most Indian cities, but generally public hospitals are quite inadequate for the rapidly expanding urban population. Apart from a large private sector, the different public health infrastructure that cater to urban population include state governments, PHCS, industrial hospitals, dispensaries and hospitals set up as part of the employee state insurance scheme, and urban health and family welfare centers run by city municipal corporations.